Awesome. Let's do this. Welcome,
Let's
everybody.
go.
We are so glad to have you here. I'm Ben. Obviously, I'm joined with Dekel Bar. David will be joining us shortly. You'll get to see his pretty face and hot takes. Um, to start off, I just want to say thank you guys. 11SIX24 started as a grassroots movement, and you guys are the lifeblood of this company. We're trying to grow to a household name in pickleball, but we don't want to stray away from our roots. So thank you guys so much for all that you guys do for 11624. Dekel, quick introduction. Tell us about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? What are you up to, especially right now in this little off season?
All right, yeah. Well, thanks everybody for joining. Yeah, so name is Dekel Bar, obviously. I started playing pickleball about 8 years ago. I'm originally from Israel. I played tennis professionally until I was about 23, 24. Had an injury, so I had to stop. Started school in Israel, and then I found pickleball while I was in school in Israel. So I met Colin Johns on the tennis tour. Traveled a lot with him in Israel and the U.S. and different places around the world. Got to know the family well, and then Ben introduced both of us to pickleball about 8 years ago now.
Just to
And
clarify, that's not me, Ben.
no, no, Ben Johns and Colin Johns, so they introduced me to pickleball. Still good friends with the entire family. Actually, going to see a bunch of them tomorrow in Austin. They're coming to visit. So yeah, that's how I got in brief how I got into pickleball. I got stuck in the US during COVID in 2020. I came for a tournament and for a pickleball getaway that we had at the time. And then when I came back from the pickleball getaway, which was in Punta Cana, flew back to the US and was stuck in the US for a few months. And I kind of liked it. School was online, and I could play a lot of pickleball. I felt like I was improving fast, and that's really when I started pickleball full time. So COVID 2020 was COVID was good for my pickleball as well. I know it's how it helped a lot of people start with pickleball. And that's it. Been in the U.S. since traveling, playing professionally since 20 plus tournaments each year, sometimes around 30. So it's definitely a grind, but I love it and uh, yeah, just would love to keep it going as long as possible. The tour is a grind for sure, but it's really fun and it the way just like pickleball keeps evolving and changing, it's incredible to see each year.
So, Dekel, this leads us into one of our first questions. What would you change about the PPA Tour if you could change anything? PPA Tour and pickleball in general.
That that is, you're starting with probably the I don't know, that's a hard one.
Let's come out the gate
Um,
swinging. Let's do it.
yeah. Um, so when pickleball first started, it was very there wasn't a lot of money on the line and it was extremely friendly and you were friends with everybody. And I think that has changed a little bit as kind of things kept going. And but that's natural. So I don't know if there's much that we could change there. Um, I think for me as a player, less tournaments or less commitments that you have to do because it is a grind, and especially doing it for so many years and so many weeks out of the year, traveling from different states. Now we're going to different countries, so I would, for me, a better schedule, maybe play it can be a couple, two, three in a row, and then have like a little off season where you can train better, where you can get stronger, recover, and work on different things. And so yeah, just a better structure for
How,
the season and a few less tournaments.
how do you even find time to train? I mean, you guys are traveling nonstop. Do you just train while you're on the road or like at a tournament? Let's say one bracket doesn't go your way and you're out early. Are you just training at that time if you still have a hotel there? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, it changes week to week. So if you keep winning, then obviously you don't train too much that week. You do a little fitness stuff, and for me, mostly stretching and like little exercises just to kind of keep certain things going. But you don't go hard on, too many sprints or runs or gym. At least not for me personally. I stretch a lot more during events. So sometimes 3 times a day, I stretch like when I wake up, after I finish playing, and then in the evening again before I go to sleep. When I'm at home training, then that would be a little different. Then I would, depending on the week, but I still definitely stretch at least once a day, sometimes twice. And then I do more strengthening, more running, sprints, and stuff like that. So it really depends week to week. If you are out earlier in a tournament, then you can do some stuff there. It just depends what your plan is next week. So that's kind of will be how hard you go. And definitely, there's always people to practice with during the tournaments. All the players are there, so you can get good practice for sure. And I mean, each week that you are at the tournaments, you practice a lot of games. There's less drilling, but there's a lot of games because you're playing with your partners and you're getting in the groove with each partner. Not every week it's the same partner, so especially if it's a new partner, you're trying to get as many games in before the event and even during, just to kind of fix the little things that you need to.
Dude, what do you do? I think partner chemistry is huge. What what does that process look like when you're choosing a partner you enter a new tournament with somebody that you've only played with a handful of times. How do you kind of find that balance, that partner chemistry?
It's difficult sometimes, and sometimes it's natural, to be honest. So it's finding first, like starting with somebody that hopefully going blind into something is, sometimes it'll go well and sometimes it won't. Honestly, my favorite partner that I've ever played with, I actually played. It was just random. He needed a partner very last second, and because his partner got injured, and this was years ago, and you could enter the tournament the day before and just
Yeah.
change partners, and the draw wasn't out until midnight right before. So this was Adam Stone, by the way. So he's like, "Oh, Dekel, I need a partner. Can you play?" I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah."
Sure.
And just clicked right away, and it was great. And then we ended up playing together for years after. So that was, I mean, it can work out, but preferably, the person that you're playing with. Okay, first sides. If I prefer playing the left, they prefer playing the right, or the other way around, and that you kind of have. Um, right now, personally, I know what I'm looking for in a partner. So let's say I prefer playing with partners that have good energy, that are positive, and that will I rather have more energy than less energy. Some partners are very quiet and don't say much, and that can be great for some partners. And I would say it's not the best for me. I like to keep talking to my partner to encourage and um, yeah, some players like, oh damn, Deckel talks too much. I wish he would just be quiet for a little bit. So I can get that as well. Just
So
different people like different things.
so no J-Dub Deckle partnerships anytime soon is
It's
what I
funny.
mean.
Funnily enough, we played together and it was good. We won most of the tournaments we played with. I was back in the APP, and we played some nationals as well together and did well. So it's not like, I wouldn't say it's a must.
Sure.
He brings sort of like quiet energy. I would prefer if he brought more energy. Yes,
If it was in
100%.
your face
But
energy, if it was Georgia Johnson energy as
yes,
opposed
yes.
to
So exactly, exactly. I would prefer that. But he's also a really nice guy, kid, So it's still positive and it's still good. So it's still a good vibe. So
yeah,
I actually did enjoy that a lot. So it's honestly similar with Augie. Obviously, Augie is a lot louder than Jada, but he's not on the loud side, and I really enjoyed playing with him.
sure.
So hopefully we can do that again in the future. So yeah, it's as long as there's some communication and there's some talking, I enjoy
Sure.
that, and the more the better for me.
Dude,
So
when
yeah, go ahead.
when David and I played in Georgia together,
Hmm.
our play styles were so different. David's a grind them down, make balls. I last about four dinks, and then I'm
Yeah,
speeding it up. You saw
I
that when we
remember.
played
I
against each
remember when
other,
we
dude.
played. Yeah.
It's atrocious
I
and
thought it was
gets
just because it was us and you were just trying to bag us.
yeah, dude, you bagged me so bad. That was brutal. So what stylistically do you look for as well when you like what works well
Right.
with you?
So if I'm playing the left, for the most part, I would like somebody a little bit more on the consistent side. So I like to be more the aggressive player for the most part. So I enjoy mostly playing with people I know I can count on them getting us in the kitchen very well, making a lot of balls, and I can kind of create a little bit of chaos in the kitchen. Now, well, that's the preferable. Sometimes, like I played once with Christian, and we did very well. So it's there. You adapt your game style to whoever you're playing with as well. So, but that would be like kind of my go-to, my the partner I look for first.
So get to the kitchen and you're the chaos. Dekel's the
Yes,
chaos.
I like to be aggressive in general, and I like to get the opportunities to do that. And the more you get to the kitchen, the more kind of the rally goes on, the
Sure.
more opportunities I have to do that. So it really depends. Some players would say the opposite of me. They're the kind of consistent pl partner that are looking for somebody to be more aggressive. Like for example, I know Tyson usually when he plays, he's Mr. Consistent, right? So that's why we played well together. So he's looking for that more aggressive partner to create the more offense, and he will get every ball back and get you guys in the kitchen. And so it
Sure.
really depends game style as well when you're choosing a partner, obviously. So very personal. So it's both the game style and the how you mesh together.
Well, dude, thanks for sharing all your thoughts on that.
Of course.
We are first and foremost a bunch of paddle nerds in this chat right now. Tell me why 11 6 24? Why did you choose the vapor shape? What's your setup? Let's talk paddles.
Okay. Y11 624. First, I got a hold of one of the black paddles initially before they were out, and it was amazing. I was like, "What is this? I wanna try this more. What is this grit? I've never seen anything like this." So I was very intrigued, and then like at first when somebody told me 11 6 24, honestly, I didn't hear too much earlier on about him, about you guys, and so I was like a little skeptical. But then I played with the pad, and I was like, okay, now I'm interested, and now I
Sure.
really want to know everything about the company. So I asked a few different people if that I know that had contact with you guys. I heard only good things. Like it's so rare, especially in pickleball, honestly, but anywhere to that people say only good things about a company. So that was a huge green flag, and then I got even more interested and started talking a lot more to David, and then I got to know David, and it was great right away. So super upfront with everything, and yeah, right away things were really good. So it was honestly a really easy decision. And I'm very happy and thankful to be in the company. And yeah, even I remember it was back then when James Signatovich put on the wherever it was on X that 11 6 24 has the best customer service, which I assume that's a big part you, Ben. And I know David as well. So yeah, when you hear only good things, it's rare these days. So I'm like, hey, I'm on board.
Dude, I'm liable for an aggressive email at least once a month, dude. At least once a month. Um, you were previously playing with an elongated paddle,
Hmm.
and now you're playing with the vapor. Tell me about that transition. Why did you go with the vapor shape? And was there an adjustment period? Anything like that?
Yeah, there was definitely an adjustment period. I tried obviously the all three shapes that you guys have. Obviously, one more on the way now. But I tried the elongated, and I was debating between elongated, between the Horace and the Vapor, and I really like the sweet spot of the Vapor. I just felt like this is like the sweet spot here is massive. It's I have the paddle here, so it's like it's more up in the top, which I like. And a lot of my shots I hit more in the top of the paddle, like a lot of the flicks and a lot of the drives, and I just felt like I'm getting just my sweet spot is so big there, and that was a huge part of it. I felt like I can do more with the paddle, and that it's really, really consistent. And that was it. Obviously, both had the crazy grit, which I'm enjoying very much.
Let's go. And what's your setup right now? How do you weigh your
Uh,
paddles?
my setup. Okay. So I have a I have some lead tape here. I won't bore you guys with putting it on exactly. But in general, I use it's half a gram per inch, and it's half a inch width. And I start it up around this area. So I kind of go by, maybe you get see if you guys can see the G in the hex grit. That's where I start, and then I go all the way up to about here, kind of like this corner. Now, honestly, I'm not anal about the exact measurements. Every paddle is slightly different. So for me, if I miss it by a smidge, I don't really care because sometimes I add more and or put less just by the feel for me. And then as well, sometimes if I'm playing in like cooler conditions for myself, sometimes I would add a slight more piece in this area just to get a little bit more stability and a little bit more on it. Um, I like putting it here in general. One, I feel like it's adding more stability to the paddle, more weight, more behind. There's more behind your shot, so there's a little bit less twisting going on, and just I feel like my plow through is better. And I don't like putting it too much in the top. One, because as I mentioned, the sweet spot at the top is already so big. And I like personally my balance to be a little bit more towards the grip than head heavy. So then I can flick it better and just I feel like my hand speed is a little bit better. And I just don't feel like there's any need for me personally to add it in the top. I know a lot of people like doing that, and I think that's great for everybody wants something different out of a paddle. If you're more on the consistent side, you might add more, or if you're driving a lot, then you do want more on the top because it gets your ball a little bit heavier. So it really depends what you're looking for in the paddle and what you feel like you're missing. For me, I feel like especially with the vapor shape, when with the sweet spot like that, I want to make the sweet spot a little bit bigger down here for my blocks.
Sure.
That's important for me, and then for my volleys to have a little bit more plow through and stability as well. So
More
obviously,
behind
it's
it.
off the box, it's super stable, and sweet spot is big, and then this just adds a little bit more to it and uh, helps it out.
And you were playing with a Gen 3 Yola before this. What's that transition been like coming from a Gen 3 to a Gen 4? Foam is obviously it has its special qualities and also
Hmm.
its drawbacks as well, pros and cons both ways. How was
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I like the foam a lot. So first, when I feel like for me the biggest help it was with my third shots and especially the drops. So I feel like it's been the most consistent, just kind of getting the same shape on it each time. And in this specific paddle, I think a lot is also thanks to the grit that is
Sure.
so super consistent. Because a lot of paddles, in certain spots, especially after you hit with them a lot, it gets like worn out in that sweet spot that you hit a lot, and then you hit it a little. Depending where you hit on the paddle, then you'll get less spin. But in general, I feel like my I'm getting in a lot more to the kitchen thanks to the paddle, and I really like the how big the sweet spot is with the foam compared to a lot of the Gen 3 paddles. I think I like I know some people like the feel of the Gen 3 more and some people like the foam more. I like them both, honestly, but I like how the foam feels. I know with Gen 3s there's a little bit more you get the feedback maybe a little bit better, but I
Sure.
like the feel of the foam more. But it doesn't mean I'm gonna always play with foam, but I just like how it feels, to be honest, and I like how consistent it is in with the drops and with the midcourt.
Dude, it's
I
been
would
so fun to.
say now making what I don't like as much is I feel like foam changes a little bit with different conditions. That's why I said like sometimes I add more if it's like in cooler conditions. So it changes a little bit. And then with the drives, I feel like I'm slightly sometimes less consistent. So again, depends where I hit on the paddle, but on the drops, I feel like it's extremely consistent.
One of the first times I think it might have been the first time I came and met you. You were drilling with Chase, and it was the first time that I had seen you use the new paddle. And
Hmm.
I just saw you ripping crazy drives, hitting third shot lobs and third shot lob winners, just doing insane things with hex grit.
Yeah.
Tell me how that's changed your game and kind of your shot selection, everything around that.
Yeah, honestly, it opened up a whole new world of possibilities, the grit. Just how spinny it is, but also that it stays consistent and I can trust it. And like I said just now with the drops that I feel like I can hit the same shot and it'll actually go to the same place. And it's funny, but it's not like that with all the paddles and all the different grits out there. So and especially when you're trying, like I'm trying to get better, I'm trying to have my shots be more aggressive and more fine, and like go for riskier shots. I can trust that every time I'm hitting it, it will be the same. And that's huge. Like, you get to hit so many of the same shots and improve at them and then really find your skill set. So obviously just more aggressive drops, drives, lobs, like you mentioned. I don't do them too often in matches, but it's still a possibility there if I want. It's just not my personal specialty. You can flick from lower. You can attack from lower. You can just trust the paddle. You can trust the spin and the grit to help the ball get in later. I feel like my serve has been more consistent. That I can go for it each time and not be afraid that the spin won't take and the ball will fly out. So I feel like the last few months I've definitely missed a lot less serves and been going for them more as well. So yeah, that's been a huge help.
I want to transition for a second, dude. It's been so fun to watch you just rip balls, even when we were playing against each other, and just having you smash a few. I was like, speed ups from people at my level don't even come at me that fast, and you're at the baseline. It's just been insane.
Uh,
Dude, obviously you've beaten the top teams in the world, including Ben Johns and Anna Lee Waters, who is like, there I can count on one hand how many times that team has been beat. Um, so you're the top of your game is insane. What do you do when you don't feel like you're at your peak? Let's see. I'm sorry to look at my notes here, but the wording was so much better. How do you handle days when your game feels off, but you still need results?
it's a good one. So a lot of players go for all the shots regardless how they're feeling. I feel like if you're not feeling well, it's like, oh, I know I can make that shot, but are you making that shot? Are you making these shots? How are like what's your percentage today? So if I'm not feeling well, I'm not going for as many aggressive shots, I would say. I'm just everything, I'm going a little bit safer. I'm trying to get to the kitchen more. If I feel like my drive is a little bit off, I just take a little bit off of it just to make more. The more balls you're starting to make, the more you also feel better. So in general, just going for safer shots, um, sticking to the plan, whatever it is you need to be doing. Think about that a lot as well. Don't like change too much. Keep your mindset right. Keep it on the court and like, oh, I can't do anything today, and just like start thinking about different things. And no, you just focus on what you need to do and try to play things a little safer. And it doesn't mean like you're not attacking anymore, but your attack instead of going, on the line or this far from the line, you're just going a little bit bigger. You're giving yourself a little bit more margin from the net. And it'll be like, oh, this is your default going back and just but this is what works for me to get into matches because I feel like if I'm not feeling the ball great, then I will miss more and then I'll get more frustrated. And this way I can get more into matches. You win a few more points, then you slowly get and be more aggressive. Rather than, oh, I'm just gonna go for more and hope it goes well when you're not feeling great, and then you miss more and then you miss more. So personally, that's what helps me. Bigger margins, sticking to the plan and thinking a lot about the plan and what I gotta do.
So how do you do that without getting tight? Because I think about myself in that situation. I'm playing best when I'm playing loose, but sometimes like I'll play loose and then I'll make dumb mistakes, and then and then I'd like try and stick to the game plan or play a little safer, and consequently I get tight, and it's a little bit of a spiral. What do you do to stay loose, stay calm?
Yeah, that's good, and it goes together with what I mentioned on the game plan because that helps me for that as well. If I know the game plan is to be aggressive, then I still stay aggressive, but to bigger margins. So it's like keep you kind of have to force yourself and keep, okay, this is what I got to do no matter how I'm feeling. This is what I need to do regarding the plan.
Sure,
And if it means going for hard serves, I'm gonna keep going for hard serves. I'm just gonna go for a bigger area. I'm gonna tell myself this is what I have to do and kind of force it. I know it's kind of
sure,
easy to say, but um, if I feel for me, if I let myself, okay, I'll just, I won't swing as big now, or um, I won't swing my arm as much, and like then you do get tight, and then you do. I just want to make the ball different. That's different than going for a safer shot. Then I just want to make it's still swinging, still going for your shots, but just bigger margins. I know it's might sound silly or simple, but if you consistently think about it, it becomes a habit, and if it, once it becomes a habit, it's there. So sometimes you forget, and you're like, oh, you remind yourself. You're like, oh, I'm in this situation again. Remind yourself, kind of kick yourself in the butt, be like, this is what I got to do, and force yourself to do it.
no, that makes a ton of sense. I like that you reframe it. You're still making the same decisions, you're just doing it in a slightly different way. I just try and make completely different decisions. I'm like, I'm an idiot. I need to do things differently, but pulling the same shots, just with bigger margins.
Eh,
I want to take just half a second. You guys, I'm so sorry. The chat is hidden, and frankly, I don't know how to enable it right now. But the Q&A section is still up and running. So if there's anything you guys want to say or any questions you guys want to ask, please feel free to throw those questions or comments in there. Um, Dekel, a few quick ones. What shoes are you playing with right now?
I'm playing with the New Balance shoes. Played with New Balance since I was like, or I had New Balance since I was like 4. I have white feet, and it's not because I mean, I do think it's a great shoe, but I have white feet. There's not too many shoes that make white shoes, so my options are a little bit limited. I think the shoe is great. I love playing with it, but that is my main reason.
Okay, we're gonna rapid fire here.
Okay.
Favorite PPA tour stop and why?
San Clemente, I feel like everybody says that, so I'll give another one, which is Atlanta. Both big venues, Lifetime. San Clemente is great weather always, nice views. But Atlanta, it's very big. We always have great courts with lots of room. I love
If you were to create your own unique paddle shape, what would it be?
that. Um, in the works, maybe. Who knows, guys? But maybe something between the Horace and the new Ultra.
So what does that look like for you?
Slightly longer and maybe slightly less head heavy, so a little more. slightly longer handle, a little bit more elongated.
A little longer, a little less head heavy. I love it.
Hmm.
Um, Tommy, great question. Tommy asked if we can talk about the new Ultra. I have it right here. I'm happy to talk about it a little bit. Maybe David wants to talk it a little bit. I think he'll talk about it more at the end. We're gonna turn some time over to him at the end. Um, I've got it right here. Just a little bit of context. I've been a diehard Huarache fan, like for years, from before I was working with the company. This was my shape. I wasn't going to play with anything else. Like I've tried the Vapor, and I'm like, it's too short. Whatever. I'm stubborn. I can't adapt. Um, I've got it. I've got the Ultra shape right here. If I turn it around, you can see it's just slightly longer than the Vapor. The handles are lined up, and the bottoms are almost identical. So it's just a little bit longer, and it doesn't have the flare. That's just about it. If we compare it to the Huarache shape, I mean, we're working with a millimeter and a half. They're so close. What I like about it is I just feel like the sweet spot. I don't know why it's such a small difference, but I feel like the sweet spot is double what the Hirachi is, and probably on par with the Vapor. It plays like an elongated, in my opinion, even though it's slightly shorter. I love it, and it'll be released soon. We'll send an email with more information,
It's really
but we're
good.
stoked, and we'll make sure ambassadors get early access. Dekel, what do you like about it, and why are you staying with the Vapor? It's okay that you like the Vapor more,
Yeah,
by the way.
no, for me, I mentioned like the more head heavy. I feel like the Ultra is slightly more head heavy. And for me, with all the flicks, I like the Vapor better. I would say in general, the Ultra felt a little more stable and in general a bigger sweet spot. The Vapor kind of the sweet spot at the top is amazing. But I felt like for blocks and stuff like that, the Ultra is better. So yeah, for me, I guess hand speed and flicks was slightly better with the Vapor, and that is why I'm staying with it.
Perfect, dude. I love it. I love it. Um, Couple other questions for you. I wish I had a more smooth transition going into them. What matters at the pro level? Power, control, swing weight, stability.
So for paddles,
Yeah,
uh, all first of all of it, and I think it's personal for people as well. If you ask somebody that needs a little bit more power, they'll tell you, "Oh, power is a huge deal for me." And there's a few players on tour that kind of struggled a few years ago when there weren't the power paddles yet. And now the more, everybody has a power paddle. Basically, every company has a power paddle, so they're doing a lot better because they don't struggle as much with the hands battles anymore. And then you have the other way around where people with like there was a lot of the paddles had like small sweet spot now, again getting bigger. So it's whatever you need is most need more is most important. But I would say for me it's the spin. I'm a huge spin person from day one and sweet spot. Now power, I feel like I generate a good amount of power on my own. This said, I love to have a power paddle. So I like it helping me out and giving me the extra oomph. But I feel like if all paddles were less poppy right now, I would do well. I would still because I feel like that's how it was a few years ago, and I felt like I had the advantage in the hands battles. And if I can't always swing as hard as I want because then the ball flies. So it's for me, power is important, but not as much as the stability and the spin, because
right.
then you
Well,
can
because
obviously create more.
you can already hit the crap out of the ball, so power is just a bonus, right?
Yes, it's definitely a bonus, don't get me wrong, but yes, that would be a third for me. So I think it varies for people. Many people do want the power. I feel like everybody wants the stability. And spin, it depends on your game style. If you're more aggressive and more creative, you want more spin. That would be number one for you. So.
And what do you do to kind of leverage that spin? Maybe this is a little technique
Yeah.
clinic, but
Uh, Before I get to that, just like for example, Gabe. So he always loves spinny paddles because he's really creative and he doesn't care as much about the power. So just an example.
yeah, no, it was always fun to watch him. Every time I thought I needed more power, watch Gabe with like a Gen 1 paddle, with a control paddle, just
Yeah.
tearing people up. Um, tell us how you leverage spin. What do you do with your technique at the baseline of the kitchen to make the most of it?
Yeah, I mean, at the kitchen, it's a lot of obviously the back end flicks and the attacks from the ground. My favorite is hitting the forehand flicks. So I add a little. I have my hard to show, but basically tip down and then add the spin this way, and it helps massively having that spin. And from the back, obviously the serve and the drives, I feel like I can really swing through the serve and the ball will dip each time. And same thing with the drive. So uh, it's try to do the best I can with it.
So Dekel, speaking of your technique, you hold the paddle with your index finger up here. Now I used to do that, but since I don't know how to hit the sweet spot, I would sometimes get hit with the ball right here. And like I don't know, I just got sensitive little fingies.
Eh,
My fingers would bleed. I remember one time I just looked down at my paddle and it was just covered in blood. Anyways, tell me
Funny.
why you put your index finger on the paddle. What does it do for you?
Well, before I say that, two things. One, this transition was perfect. So well done
Thank
for
you.
the question. Two, I get hit a lot in the finger, unfortunately. It hurts. Uh, but usually when you get hit, your shot wouldn't have been good anyway. So uh, doesn't really hurt your pickleball, I would say. And why I do that? So I always, even in tennis, I held the racket well like this, kind of had some space between the fingers, and then the more I played pickleball, the more this finger went up, kind of automatically. And then I was like, why am I doing this? Should I try to change? And I try to change back, and then I put it back, and then I was like, I'm actually having a lot more success, and I'm feeling a lot better when I do have the finger up. And a few things I feel like it helps me is one. For example, on the back end dinks or drops or anything, I feel like I'm more stable here just because I have kind of more something closer to the paddle face that is helping with
Absolutely.
stability. There's a few players that there's not a lot anymore, but you used to have like Callan Dawson, if you guys know, who held the paddle like here, or Rob Cassidy. And while you lose a lot of reach, and that's why I wouldn't like personally recommend doing that to somebody that is starting to play, but you have so much stability this way. So this is sort of I would say the best of both for me. I still hold it all the way down here. So normal, and sorry about that. One second. Um, and then I still get the stability here at the top. So I feel like I'm getting the best of both. Now, another big thing for me, I change my grip slightly for different shots. So it's not huge changes where it's like sometimes it's like this, sometimes it's like this, but it's like micro changes like this. This is my continental. Then I change sometimes to here, sometimes here. So depending what shot I'm hitting. If I'm hitting a forehand, it's a little bit more closed. If I'm hitting a backhand, it's a bit more close to the where the backhand is. Same thing when I'm in the baseline or my serve. But it's very micro changes. So I don't want everybody to be like, oh, I got to change grips all the time. It's small things and it's stuff that I added later on. But I would, if you guys do want to try, mess around with different things. Um, so having the finger up, I have an easier time also changing my grip. I don't know why, it just helps me do that a little easier. And big thing for me, I maybe you guys saw me hit some like scorpions and stuff like that from here. So I feel like it helps my wrist flexibility. So if I'm here, I feel like I have a harder time doing this And if my finger is up, it's kind of like naturally helping me do this. So I'm
Sure.
able, if I'm stuck on basically on the forehand here and the ball goes here, I can do it more easily with the wrist that way. So those are the reasons. A little bit of stability, a little bit of flexibility in the wrist, and a little bit of grip changes.
Dude, so I was playing pickleball this morning. This is TMI for those in the chat. I was playing pickleball this morning and I got bagged so hard, right in the nipple. And I died, dude. I was done for 20 minutes. I was just in pain and just thinking about it. And I know for a fact pros can hit 10 times harder than anybody I'm playing in my little 4 or 5 league. Do you I feel like pros are faking like it doesn't hurt. Is this real? Like, do you have to play it off? What does that look like?
It depends where it hits. Honestly, finger hurts more than most places. Sometimes I would say it hits me in the chest or somewhere in the leg or something, and you don't feel much. And then sometimes I had like one the other day hit me a little higher in the thigh. I swear it was like for some reason the ball wasn't even that hard and it hurt more than it ever hit. So I think it depends depends where you get hit. Obviously, if you get hit in your private parts, that always hurts a lot. So sometimes you try to play it off, and sometimes it actually doesn't hurt. Those hard ones that hit your chest, like okay, it stings a little bit, but it's actually not that bad. Sometimes I even get hit in the face, like in the cheek or something, and it's really not bad. And then sometimes it definitely would be bad in the eye or somewhere a little
Sure,
bit more
for sure, for
sensitive.
sure. Yeah,
In
I
the in
always thought you
the
guys would.
lips. Yeah.
I always thought you guys were just faking it. You guys are just more manly than I am. Okay, I know you need to grab a charger.
Yes, I'll
David,
be
I
right
want to
back
I want to
grabbing my charger.
I want to bring you in, David, for a second. Give us the inside scoop on what's next for 11/6/24. What products are we launching? What are you excited about? Tell me about it. You're muted. I'm so sorry.
Nothing's changed. I've been in the corporate world for what, a year and a half, 2 years now. So I've lost my touch. But no, we have our new summer special edition coming out mid-June. The Ultras should arrive Tuesday. So that'll be good. Hopefully get those out for sale by Friday. We'll get them early to tiers and the what is it, the center court rewards members first. So we'll make sure everyone else gets theirs first, and then we'll release them to the public on Friday. Then later this summer, mid to late July, we have Jelly Bean 2, which I'm very excited about. That will not replace the original Jelly Bean. There'll be some changes there that we'll talk about later, but that's very exciting. It's basically it's one of the best feeling all court paddles with hex grit. Should be right around $159 or so. Try to keep around 150 with code. The reason being, adding hex grit to these things is just expensive. So that's why the price of Jelly Bean went up. It's also a much better performing paddle. But good news for those who love the original one, it's getting better.
What do you
For
like about it, David? You've been playing with it for a while.
Oh, I played with this morning, so
Okay.
um, it's softer. It's not as fun to play with, right? Is an all-court paddle as fun to play with? No, but drops are better, dinks are better. You keep the ball in, right? You can take swings at the ball. So it's like Dekel described it as sneaky power. So it has power, but it just feels softer and it has a lot of, I don't want to say dwell, but like pocketing. And if you like the Alpha Pro power or the original all courts, I think you'll like this one. Or if you find the Power 2's too poppy, this is a great option. So it just kind of fills a hole in the market. Well, not a hole. There's some there, and I know there's some coming out, but yeah, that's about it. I mean, we have some stuff later on this summer and this fall coming out, and we're finalizing our plans for that. And we have some prototypes. I know Deco alluded to a shape he'd like to see. You may or may not see that one. Who knows? But yeah, that's that's about it. I mean, there's a lot, and we'll keep talking about more as we go. There'll also be a cool. We're moving 11/6 to August this year. We've been working on that this week, and there'll be a lot of prizes and one really cool grand prize. And we'll announce that when we're ready. But that'll be cool. I'm very excited for that. But yeah, anyways.
I'm stoked for that. David, something kind of that we've been working on for a while are these shoes. What tweaks had to make? And or if you don't want to talk about it, that's okay. Or tell me about that process just a little bit.
Shoes are hard, man. Paddles seem like a piece of cake compared to shoes. We're now on our like fourth or fifth iteration, just trying to get the fit right. So it'll probably be delayed till January is my guess at this point. Because for shoes, each mold costs like $4,500 to $5,000 per size. So it's not like a paddle where it's like if you want to try one, it's I don't want to say it's a nominal cost, but it's cheap enough that hey, if you want to iterate a couple times, it's okay. And now we know enough about shapes that we really don't have to iterate too much. But yeah, I don't want to spend, that would be $20,000 if I just went with each one of molds and it's still not right, right? If you go
Sure.
through for 4 or 5 iterations. So we're getting it right. I won't bore you all to death, but they 3D print the bottoms for fit and put the correct upper on it. And we just couldn't quite with the design we want. It's been tricky to get I don't want to say midfoot, but 2/3 up your foot, kind of like where well, I guess it's more
Where your
like
toes start?
7/8. Yeah. It's just a little tight there. And when you walk,
Mhm.
it pinches. So we're just back to the drawing board a little bit, but we'll get there. We want to get them right because again, I don't want, a couple thousand pairs of shoes sitting there that no one likes. So, yeah.
And last thing, what do you like about them?
I think like I'm not gonna lie, I've been using some other company shoes to mow the lawn because that's what they look like. And I sent a picture to Ben the other day. Um, but I'm not gonna name names, even though they've said stuff before, but I bite my tongue.
Dang, dude, I'll
Uh
name names right here, right now.
no, no, no,
Including
no, not
Deckel's
like
shoes,
that.
by the way. Deckel,
Not like
freaking
that.
those New Balance shoes
But
are ugly. There we go. I'm Jimmy Miller. Thanks for coming to my
Yes, yeah,
podcast.
I don't think they're the prettiest for sure.
but hey, they work. That's all that matters.
They
So
work. They work. They're good
yeah.
shoes. They could use a little new design for sure.
Yeah, you never know. So but no, we're excited. It's kind of like a On and a Nike had a baby and we want them to look good and there's a lot of hexagon logos on them. It's not a ton of 11 6 24. So like, hey, if you this is something I'd wear out. Like, hey, I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going here, like going out to a casual lunch. Like, I will wear these shoes and wear them to the court. Um, yeah. So we're excited. They'll have a 6 month warranty and be right around 129 and just be great value. We're sticking to the ethos of the company and creating great stuff at a great value. So yeah.
David, last thing. Tell me about talk to me about the big picture for 11/6/24.
Oh boy. Ben's
Where
trying to
where
have
are we
an
going?
in-person strategy
How does
meeting here.
Deckel fit into to all this? Tell me about our trajectory.
No, I think the goal is just to keep growing and to become, one of the top 5 to 7 brands in pickleball and stick to what I built the company on of like, hey, providing some of the best gear at the best prices. Um, and I think Dekel and the pros and all them fit into that as being great ambassadors for the brand and showing a lot of people that, hey, these can be used by the top players in the world. Um, and price doesn't have to play always play an equation to it. There's always going to be people who want the expensive paddles and equate price to quality. That's just life. That goes with everything, right? A Toyota Camry and a G-Wagon both get you from A to B, but I mean there's some difference there. But one costs probably like what 4 times the other. So it's all what you want, but we're just going making trying to make the game affordable because that's what we love about it. Sorry, I'm being put on the spot and was not prepared for this
No.
all over the place. But anyways, no, we keep growing, keep putting out new products, simplify the line and expand, right? We have the tour bag coming, the shoes, the new jelly beans. We'll have our own kind of test line called the Black Series. So it'll be good.
Huge. Big things. Big things. We're stoked. Deckel, last quick questions for you, and then we'll wrap this up. Um, what is something that us at the level misunderstand about the pro level and paddle performance? A little bit of
Okay,
both.
and paddle performance. Okay, I think general at the pro level, I think it all seems that it's all fun and games. I think it's you don't see a lot of the behind the scenes and all the travel and the grind that goes behind it, and not just physically but also mentally. So it's so many weeks on the road playing professionally and just having the stress levels very high all the time. So you might have quick matches. Let's say sometimes I have a match, just one match a day, let's say, and it's 40 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is. So physically I feel great, but I'm drained just because of all the preparation that I had that day and the stress that goes with it and um just doing it consistently every week with the extra travel, with traveling alone and all of that. So I think that is not talked about enough or something that people don't actually realize until you go through it. So I would say that's one thing. With that said, I know I have the best job in the world and I wouldn't change it. So don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I feel like that's a part of the job that people don't see. So yeah, I'm obviously super grateful to be doing what I'm doing. Can't imagine not competing. I remember when I stopped competing at tennis, I was like, now what? And then I started school, started wanted to figure out, and then I found pickleball. I was like, yes. So I'm
We are
super
so
happy.
back.
Yes, we're back. I love competing. I always loved competing. So uh, I think that's one. Now paddles. Maybe how much some players change paddles. I feel like obviously most pros don't say, "Oh, I change paddles," every game, every match, every week. Some pros do all of that. I can say I've done it in the past, and I don't do it anymore. So, uh, truth there, I swear. And it's yeah, I definitely each paddle lasts way longer, and obviously you'll know that the core lasts for a long time, and it's like that for some of the companies. The grit is just something that I've never experienced before, which is incredible. That was like I remember the first paddle David gave me. I actually sometimes still use it. One of those black paddles. I still use it sometimes, and yeah, it's crazy. Grit is just the same as or almost exactly the same as when he first handed it to me.
Amazing. Amazing. Dude, that black paddle must have a lot of stickers on it from the tournaments.
There's yeah, a lot of
uh,
stickers and a lot of miles too.
yeah. Well, Dekel, David, any last thoughts before we finish up?
I just want
For
to say,
me, yeah,
oh,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
David. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I just want to say thank you to all the ambassadors. We were
Yeah,
able to
for
do.
me first, thank you, Ben and David, for everything that you've done for me. It's been incredible being a part of 11/6/24, and everything that I've heard about you guys initially is true, and I can't be happier. And also all the 11/6/24 ambassadors and fans, thank you for like every tournament. I see you guys, and there's a lot of support, a lot of cheering, a lot of messages. So I appreciate all of it. Thank you guys.
Amazing. Amazing. Dekel, we love having you as a part of the team. David, go ahead.
No, I was say the same thing. Thank you to Dekel for being part of the team. We love having you, and you've been a great ambassador for the brand. And thank you to all our ambassadors. We won't be able to do what we do without you. So look for more stuff from us this year. We're going to put a focus on it the second half. So I've been working on our priorities for the second half of the year, the last few weeks, and got some good things coming. So kind of readjusting and moving on forward.
We're stoked for what's next, and we're so glad to have you guys as part of the ride. Thanks again for coming, David, Dekel. Thanks for making the time.
Thank you guys.
See ya.